In today's episode, we'll be looking at Maokai. The original video came out November 20th, 2021, so almost 2 years ago. Back then I gave him an S rating in the support role, and while he isn't a truly off-meta pick, he has never been a prominent one either. Is he still worthy of this high rating, or does it need to be changed? Before we answer that question, let's check out his patch history. One of the major changes was that they greatly increased the missile speed of his ultimate, which was really needed, as before they would always just walk away from it, and it felt like such a useless ability. They also added an effect where Maokai gains a bunch of movement speed when he hits an enemy champion with it. In my original video, I complained about how useless his ultimate felt, but after these changes, it actually feels like one of the most OP engaged tools out there. They also added the fact that his sapling toss deals more damage when placed in a bush based on his maximum health, and they added max health damage on his Q, which greatly helped his jungle clear. Because sapling toss is such an OP competitive ability with how much vision and safety it provides, they increased the cooldown of the ability by a whopping 4 seconds, which is a pretty large increase, and they heavily nerfed the AP scaling of the ability, making it less worth to build AP on this champion. They added Event Shroud after I first played, as well as Radiant Virtue, and I believe Radiant Virtue is probably his best mythic at the moment, as it provides him with more tankiness and healing for his team. I think his AP build is kind of dead, as they have nerfed his AP scaling time and time again, but he's still alright with Imperial Mandate, as all of his abilities do proc it. They added Glacial Augment, which is an alright rune choice for Maokai, but he feels quite squishy without Aftershock, so if you were worried about getting blown up after engaging with W, I'd be wary of going for Glacial Augment. Also, because they increase his sapling cooldown so much, taking Comet on him doesn't feel as rewarding, as it's harder to get procs off, and honestly, that one change really hurt his early laning phase, as not being able to spam saplings greatly reduces the amount of damage he can provide, and he can feel a bit useless in lane. Maokai is definitely still a strong option as a support, but S tier should be reserved for those supports that really wow me with their potential, and sadly Maokai does feel a bit weaker, and I'm going to slide him down to an S-, but at the top of the list. Without items, he really does feel incredibly squishy. While his W point-and-click route is solid, its range isn't the longest, and if the enemies flash away while you're traveling towards them, there's a good chance you do get blown up by their team or their tower. I think the increased cooldown of his E really reduced the impact that support Maokai can have, as beforehand I would just build Imperial Mandate as a mythic and chunk all of the enemies super low with my saplings, but now it's harder to spam them and they do reduce the AP damage. They also gave him a lot of HP scaling, which is really nice for jungle Maokai, but as a support who doesn't get access to that many items, the changes don't feel that noticeable, and because he is so strong as a jungler, all the nerfs they've had to place on him have really hurt him down in the bot lane. Now this lovely community rated Maokai as a 4.51, which is the second highest, and it does make sense. He does still provide a ton of utility, and will always have value for his team, which is very valuable for a support. I think one of the benefits of this beautiful tree is that his floor is very high, but sadly I don't think his ceiling is as glorious as some of the other picks that I've tried out, which is why I rated him a bit lower. Don't forget to check out my community tab if you want to rate any of the other upcoming supports to have your opinion be heard. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, I hope you leave a like. The next champion we'll be covering is Sean, so make sure to subscribe if you'd be interested in seeing that, and I want to wish you good luck on your off-meta adventures.